User detected. Connecting. Connection established. Debug process initiated. Attempting to make contact with primary transponder signal. Primary transponder signal not found. Senior Executive Daniel Hornwright not found. Failsafe procedure initiated. Searching registered location logs for recent signal detection. Recent signal detected at Hornwright Estate safe room. Proceed to the location to complete failsafe procedure. Hornwright Estate and safe room access cards are required for entrance. Motherlode follows.
Target acquired.
Hey, Anya. I know we're just supposed to leave useful things in the dead drop, so we don't take up a lot of space, but I wanted to tell you something. You're so practical and thoughtful, and you always notice the good stuff first, and you always give me things so I can make it out here. You're really special to me. I'm sorry if this makes you mad to hear, but you probably don't like me like that. I know I was a great behind you when this war happened. I guess we have to take chances now, though, right? I'll wait for you in the big cabin where we stayed during the field trip, and maybe we can talk about it, okay?
Invalid credentials. Access denied.
Approach and identify yourself. Law-abiding citizens will not be harmed.
Back to the usual daily tedium.
Approach and identify yourself. Law-abiding citizens will not be harmed.
Area clearance detected. Initiating breach procedure. All workers, please evacuate to safe distance immediately.
What now? This safe room is a lot less safe than I expected. Breach procedure?
Breach complete.
Now, wait just a minute. You can't just barge in here, robot.
Motherlode.
Motherlode? Oh, of course. I see. This must be some sort of failsafe directive now that I'm back in this area. How fascinating. Wait, how is it that you can speak now? You didn't say anything when I came across you earlier out in the wild. You know,
You're quite terrifying.
Default audio device safe room loudspeaker is active and hardwired connection has been established.
Of course. You mustn't have a built-in device. I guess Daniel decided you didn't need a voice unless you were speaking to him. Typical.
Senior Executive Daniel Hornwright is not detected. Please provide a location for discovery and retrieval.
No. Father, Daniel, has been gone for a long time.
Confirmed. Fail-safe handoff must initiate. Dr. Penelope Hornwright, do you acknowledge and accept?
Well, you're one hell of a stray dog, but... yes, I'll accept.
Fail-safe procedures complete. Debug mode is now enabled. Doctor, please evaluate all secondary user changes before submitting.
Well, that was exciting, to say the least. So, secondary user, eh? Who the hell are you? And what kind of changes is she talking about? Oh, really? What exactly do you need the Motherlode's help with? And as an aside, robots don't have friends, and don't need to be convinced to do things. If you want them to do something, you need to reprogram them. Is that all? I assume from that Pip-Boy on your wrist that you're from one yourself. Feeling homesick? Yes, because the alternative's been so kind to me. Look, nobody's having a good time anymore. It's literally the end of the world. I don't understand. What do they want with a vault? I saw Foundation on my way back into Appalachia. They look pretty comfortable there. There are plenty of government facilities in Appalachia. More if you head north. What's so special about this one? Well, if your new society will allow ghouls like me to join, then I'll help. Otherwise, you can beat it. I've seen plenty of folks try to save the world since things went to hell, and all of them had their problems. Because I'm a sentient human being. Obviously more empathetic than most. I didn't need anyone to explain that humans should be treated humanely. Do I look particularly dangerous? It's the pocket protector, isn't it? I knew it. Lovely. Beats only having blasted robots to talk to. No offense, Motherlode. So what's the plan? Well, I'll need a Pip-Boy for a mobile terminal. Not yours, don't worry. I'll need a full construction kit so I can add some extra circuitry. Also, I'll need something I consulted on years ago. A circuitry schematic that could have changed everything if we hadn't blown ourselves up. Of course you do. Well? Ignoring the fact that you'd almost certainly insist on wearing it afterward, it's experimental. It could ruin the unit entirely. Also, the changes I need to make would strip out some regular functionality that you probably use, like health monitoring and so on. No. It would very nearly double in size from the components. Or perhaps you want to have a gigantic club on the end of your arm. Who am I to judge? Well, I bet there's at least one in a forgotten corner of Vault-Tec University. Sorry for not being able to be more specific. Oh, this? A doctoral candidate named Aaliyah was heading development on it before the war. Brilliant stuff. With any luck, she's in a vault right now. But I'd suggest taking a look around her old home in Summersville. She never used her office on campus. Well, I didn't learn it at college, I can tell you that much. It was always a hobby of mine, before the war. Nowadays, it's how I stay alive. A robot is always going to be a better shot than I am, and it's no great tragedy if they break down. I can usually repair them. Are you kidding? That's a total conspiracy theory. You might as well throw in the Mothman for good measure. Maybe you do. I suppose we'll find out, won't we? I'll install an untethered communication setup while you're gone. That way, we can talk to her whenever and wherever we want. Like any other bot.
Oh, good. I found you.
Turned down by a potential boss once again. If you told me when I first got here that I would be anything other than the overseer of a control vault, I wouldn't have believed you. Now that I'm here, I'm a little more realistic about things. The overseer at Vault 96, one of the hottest potencies outside of 76, wouldn't even give me the time of day. The man sent me a form letter as a rejection, for God's sakes. At this rate, I'm gonna end up shipped out to the West Coast to work as a janitor in 29 with a bunch of obnoxious rich teenagers or something. It's pretty clear to me now that Vault-Tec is a hive of nepotism and ass-kissing. You can't get ahead unless you attend every lecture and write every paper. There's no respect for passion. And some of these kids, they just don't understand what Vault-Tec means. Meanwhile, I have to take my third run at senior thesis. Should be entertaining to get rejected by Dean Elliott yet again. Anyways, cash is tight, so I'm gonna take part in hopefully my last thesis project in the Sim Vault. This kid seems fine, and his experiment is about food, so I get to eat well.
Someone who needs me to kick their ass? Are you afraid of me? You should be, because I'm going to...
Hostile target identified. Yours is is requested.
Okay, let's try your integrated voice module again. Can you say something, Motherlode?
What would you like me to say, Doctor?
Great. Thanks.
Great. Thanks.
Ah, good gracious. She's full of dad jokes. All right, I'll add full conversational protocols to the list. Ah, you're back. I've been busy working on the Motherlode's voice interface. Have those parts for me yet? Lovely. I had a chance to crack her open while you were gone. It's not good news, I'm afraid. That's right. If this frustrates you, just think how I feel. You're the one with the grand plan. I was just minding my own business, being chased by a giant robotic mineral vacuum. Well, it shouldn't take long at all to get the new guidance interface set up. However, while I was in there setting up her vocal system, I saw a lot of damage. I think she's going to need some new parts just to be safe. Well, her data processing is extremely slow. Maybe it's not actually broken, but it certainly doesn't work. She'll need a better interpolator. She also needs a new sensor module and altimeter for sure. Something's corroded the contacts pretty badly on both of those. Salvaging. Eyebots are basically just flying sensor modules, and the altimeter could be salvaged from that ridiculous plane Father hung upstairs. I'm not sure about finding an interpolator, but I saw a robot that had a human brain attached to it near Robco. I would bet that unethical monstrosity has some serious interpolation needs. Oh? What's that? Oh, you know what? There is an Eyebot upstairs that I was tinkering on. Must have been some 30 years ago now. Maybe it's still there. Oh, clever. It never would have occurred to me to dissolve the corrosion with a common household cleaner. It'll probably work for the altimeter, but Motherlode's sensor module is just too far gone. It still needs a replacement. That's a bit on the nose, but so is Ghoul and Rad Roach, so whatever works. I simply can't imagine what kind of terrible person would do that to someone else. All the ones I ran into out there were completely homicidal. All right. I'll be here working on her conversational skills if you need anything else.
Please step into the open and identify yourself.
You have insulted my honor, and that must die!
I really...
Thanks. I'll take those parts if you don't mind. Next? No. She'll be ready once I finish putting those parts in. Near as I can get her on short notice, anyway. I'll head there, presently. Just need to grab a thing or two before I leave. Go over the debug stack from the part install, too. So don't worry about checking back in right away. I'm fairly hopeful she won't have exploded. Reasonably sure she won't. Please. I'll wear a gas mask and head straight to whomever's in charge. Let them know that you're to blame for my presence. I'm sure Motherlode's going to have some issues for me to polish before your mission. but nothing I can't manage.
You've secured our way down to the vault pretty handily, haven't you? I just can't believe your luck in finding Dr.
I
Hornwright.
heard Sonny got a new shipment in. I've got to go check it out.
Don't be modest. It makes it even more impressive. All right. I've been working on the next problem we need to solve for busting into Vault 79. That doozy of a laser grid. I figure we got some experienced scavengers in Foundation already. Folks who know a thing or two about busting bunkers. Small ones, anyway. Thing is, before I even start asking around, our youngest scavenger pops up to tell me she's got it handled. Handled! Before I even told her the problem.
It's too wet to be outside.
Honestly, maybe she's tougher than she seems. She's been with us for a while, so I can vouch for her loyalty at least. She said she has a way to beat the grid, so I'm inclined to believe her. Anyway, her name is Jen. Go talk to her, and I'll get back to work on figuring out a plan for these military-grade turrets.